what's gonna happen next year. Maybe I'm gonna look so good this year. I'm like, damn, that is not being beat. Peace out.
I think the fact he's already contemplating retirement, saying if I can't get better, I won't keep going, that says his time is limited. Coach Greg, and in today's video, Chris Bumstead, he sheds some light on his motivation or lack thereof. He speaks to when it's time to call it a career, to hang up the posing trunks and move on to different things. He's already won 3 Mr. Olympias, but how many more does he have left? And I'm telling you, it's not good. Not many, perhaps one more after this. But don't take my word for it. We're going to listen to him open up about the struggles, mental, motivation, and so on to try and repeat year after year.
It's just getting real. 5.5 weeks out, month and a half till the Olympia.
And so as I record this video, Chris is 5 weeks out. This is when it starts to get really hard. Up until this point, he's dieting, but you have plenty of energy. But as you get leaner, the diet gets harder, extra cardio, and you begin to question yourself. Is it worth it? This is hard. Why am I suffering so much? The guy's already won 3 titles. He has tons of money. He doesn't need to win any more Olympias. He's set for life. And so how long will he be able to hang on to the title? Chris has the genetics that he could win this competition year after year for decades, but he doesn't enjoy it enough to keep pushing year after year. When you're 5 weeks out from an Olympia title, contemplating on, well, maybe I'll hang it up at the end of this year, maybe I'll decide to do it next year if and when I decide I want to, well, that's not good. It shows you that he's already contemplating retirement. Chris has done only 10 shows, none of which were done natural, jumped on PDs at the tender age of only 18. And so no one wants to listen to me. Wait until you're older to take PDs. Why do you think that is? Chris is almost at his genetic limit with PDs. He can't continue to get better, and so he's saying, unless I can beat my former best, then I'm not interested. It's boring. Why would I bother? But had he stayed natural into his 20s at least, he would continue to keep improving. He would still have the joy, the love, the passion to continue and improve. But when you've already accomplished everything, you're at the top and you can't get better, the motivation, it's not as enticing as those who are climbing up. And so let this be a lesson to you. Wait. If you're contemplating taking PDs, don't do it until you're older. At least wait until you hit your natural genetic limit.
Went to 275 and then I got up to 3 plates at peak strength, so as long as I've not gotten weaker yet from cardio and dieting and everything.
And so he hasn't lost any strength yet, but it's at the point where it's inevitable. He's going to get weaker, have no energy, be starving, and not enjoy the final push to the Olympia. This is when you really need to have that motivation, the desire to be the champion, to be the best in the world. Because guess what? If you're not willing to put in the work, your competition more than happy to take your title away from you.
But I'm at that point in prep where I still have my strength when I'm in the set, leading up to it, and all day I'm so tired. And this is literally when it's all mental, getting out of my head.
And so he's saying, yeah, when I'm in the gym and I'm lifting the weights, I'm lifting as much as I did in my off season. But remember, in his off season, he's probably on HRT or taking very low doses. In comparison to now, he'd be on everything 5 weeks out. But aside from the gym, all day, he's tired, fatigued, starving, not having a lot of energy, not really wanting to work out. And that is the life of an in-prep competition bodybuilder. You see the physique, you say, oh, I wish I could look like that. But do you really? Do you really want to have to suffer the way Chris does to look this way? And so for 5 weeks out, Chris is on point. His physique looks exactly where it needs to be. The guy is shredded, but not too shredded. He has a ways to go, but this is what it's supposed to be. You don't want to be in contest shape 5 weeks out and have to hold all that conditioning for 5 additional weeks. You want to peak for the competition, not 5 weeks before.
When it feels like when you're waiting for a machine, people take forever. But when you're using the machine, you're probably taking just as long.
And Chris, who's a great guy, he never seems to get upset. His patience is at an all-time low. He's waiting for a machine. It says it's taking them cookbook forever to get over it. But he realizes, well, it's probably just me. When I'm on a machine, I take that long. But you can tell his patience is wearing thin. He doesn't have a lot of energy. He's hanging on to the machines after each set. Guy's tired. He's suffering. He's thinking, why am I even doing this? Do I really need to win another Olympia title? I've already got 3. What's the point now?
Kind of a little update of where my head's been at this year and kind of finding the motivation and drive to keep repetitively chasing after the same goal on a different level
and kind of beating myself year after year.
And so Chris explains, I need to find the motivation to keep pushing myself to continue to repeat as the champion. I've already won it 3 times. I'm suffering. It's hard. Why do I keep doing this? How do I keep motivated?
I know I'm going to come to a point in my career, in a year, whenever it is, a year, not in a year, where I'm going to look back at what I did the year prior, and can't believe I put myself through that. That was a lot of work. I don't think I can do any better than that.
And so he's already contemplating saying, well, at this point, I'll have to retire when I look back and I can't see myself beating my physique from the year prior. And remember, Chris is not too far from the weight cap in classic physique. It's not like he can keep putting on muscle year after year. And so if he can't improve, if he can't beat the physique that he had last year, he doesn't want to keep doing it. He's thinking, what's the point?
Because I truly believe that if you're not moving forward, then you're dying. You're not going to be in love and passionate and driven with what you're doing if you're not progressing.
And so I keep saying it's not about the destination, but rather the journey. And so even Chris Bumstead, the best in the world, if he can't get better, what's the point? If I can't keep improving, then I don't want to keep doing it. Even if he could repeat as a champion, if he doesn't repeat as a champion who got better than last time, it's not fun for him.
I mean, everyone else is getting better around you. And what kind of drive and passion can you find in just doing the same thing and being the same over and over again?
And so he doesn't have drive and passion to keep looking the same. I don't want to compete next year and look the same as last year, even if that's the best. And so remember that when you're looking at your own physique, wishing you looked like someone else, wishing you looked like Chris Bumstead, or perhaps not Chris's side, perhaps it's Brad Pitt from Fight Club or any other actor, movie star that you would love to have their physique. Consider this, if you got that physique, then what? Chris has that physique and he wants better. And if he can't get better, he doesn't want to keep going. He wants to give up. And so rather than chasing that destination, enjoy the journey and enjoy every minute of it. Be passionate, have fun, and take joy in the progression that you're making. And regardless if you become the best in the world, just try to focus on yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people.
So as long as I still believe in myself that I can beat that guy, which I know in my absolute heart right now that I know I can beat that guy, then I have all the drive and all the motivation, passion, whatever you want to put a little word on that for. I know I have all that to kind of reach a better version of myself.
And so Chris knows right now that he can beat last year's version. And so he has no problem suffering and going for Mr. Olympia number 4. But if next year he looks back and says, I don't think I can beat that guy, then he's ready to retire. And from personal experience, it's not about how good you are at anything. Don't worry about being the best. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just enjoy the journey, have fun, and go harder than last time. And if you eventually don't like it anymore, if it's just not as fun for you, then there's nothing wrong with moving on to something else. And so if Chris wins this title and decides to retire, then what is wrong with that? He might say, well, now I want to do powerlifting, or perhaps arm wrestle, perhaps race Coach Greg in a Zwift bike race. There's nothing wrong with changing your passion from one thing to another. But what's most important is that you find something, anything, and you keep doing it. Don't give up. Don't stop being physically active. Try to eat healthy and have balance in your life.
Like I spoke about kind of in that trailer we spoke about on my definition of winning, how it's changed over the years.
And so Chris's definition of winning, it's changed throughout the years. Most people think winning is getting that trophy first place. I don't agree with that. To me, winning on that stage, that was not the most important thing. The day I turned pro was the day I knew I would never win a show ever again. But did that stop me? Of course not. I kept doing it because I loved the journey. I didn't care if I won the show. Oh, Coach Greg, how do you think you're going to do in your next show? Well, I'd like to make the top 10 if I can. What kind of attitude is that? You should be trying to win. Well, I'm trying to win by being my best, by putting everything into it. I'm not delusional. I don't think I can beat Flex Lewis at the Olympia Championships for the 212 Mr. Olympia title. Not even close. It wasn't for the plastic trophy. It was for the knowledge that I put everything into it, that I gave it my 100%, and that is what brought me joy. The effort, the challenge, the dedication it took, that is what motivated me.
I know that this sport currently is still making me a better person. It's caused me to look a lot inwardly and see what drives me, what's important to me, where to put my focus.
And speaking of focus, if you lacking focus, drive, determination, you can always give G-Focus a try. This will help you to concentrate, study harder than last time, allow you to really dial it in cognitively. It's not some caffeine stimulus supplement. It's loaded with several key ingredients to help with focus, mood, and cognitive support.
Long answer short, my motivation is still there. Currently excited about this Olympia. Next one, who the fuck knows what's gonna happen next year? Maybe I'm gonna look so good this year. I'm like, damn, that is not being beat. Peace out.
And so you can see his motivation is clearly for self-improvement. He wants to be the best. He's not comparing himself to second, third, fourth, fifth place. He doesn't care. He's comparing himself to himself, looking at last year and saying, can I beat that? And if I can, well, I'm going for it. And so let me know in the comment section. This is what I'm most curious of. How many more titles do you think Chris is going to win before he retires? I'm calling it 2. I think he'll win 5 titles in total and then retire. He's going to say, enough is enough. I can't get any better. And although I think he could win 10 plus titles, I don't think he's going to have the desire. I think the fact he's already contemplating retirement, saying if I can't get better, I won't keep going, that says his time is limited, perhaps 2 more shows. That's what I'm predicting. And let me know in the comment section, what do you think? 1 more? Is this it? 2, 3, 5? Ending it here. Remember, looking for HCLT subs, please use code GREG, 10% off. Click the link in the description below. Do it right now. You don't want to miss out. Code GREG, 10% off. Subscribe, click the bell button. Please subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe. Watch one of those 2 bloops. Comment for the algorithm. Follow me at Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro on Instagram. Don't forget to buy my freaking cookbook. And until next time, I am out.